of trying to find myself. Um, I've grown to love myself a lot. I really like who I am, which allowed me to fall in love with someone who likewise loves herself tremendously and can accept my love, right? Um, which is a good foundation, correct? Because we have to love ourselves first before I can love someone else. And she just could not accept the level of love that I could give unless she loved herself, because she would have so much doubt about herself. So I've gotten really good at just enjoying life and my job. I have so much fun at work, and I can let things go. I'll give you a good example. One time I was texting with her, and after I trolled all day, I had to fill up the car. And I was at the pumps in my black and white, and I was texting her, and I heard the click, but I continued to text. I put my foot on the brake. And I shifted to drive, and I drove off with the pump in the car. Gas flew out, and I was like, damn, that was good. And I wasn't scared. I didn't care. But a few years prior to, I'm like, oh, damn, I'm going to get written up or whatever. But I didn't care, because it was like, it happened and I did it, but I was in a good place. And but then sometimes I can get in my head and fear sets in and I can get offline. And I hate that, because I just want to give her the best of me 100% of the time. And like you just said, sometimes perfection, there isn't really a such thing, but I try to give her that and the best of me at all times. And sometimes I can't, and that really weighs on me as well. And I'll get off, which the worry about me being off causes so much momentum that it just kicks into high gear. And I'm even thinking about it at that time where it's like, oh, she's just going to feel it and just know, and I'm trying to hide it and I can't.
Well, nobody hides. No one hides. And when you try, you just look. To perceptive people, when you try to cover up the vibration of your moment with words or behavior, you really stick out like a sore thumb. There are a few things that we would like to say to you. What do you do when you find someone in traffic in some performance of some infraction? What specifically do you then do to them? You write them up.
Yeah, but very politely. Because I'm overly concerned about their interaction with me, because for me, I interact with folks all day long, but their interaction with me might be once in 5, 6, 8 years.
But what we're getting at is, because there are sort of rules in place that you are assigned to pay attention to and to point out the failure of someone to comply with the rules. Even though there are many, many more not complying with these laws or rules than you would possibly have time to write up. In other words, a whole lot of people are getting away with a whole lot of stuff. And the reason that people get away with stuff is because the patrolman or the policeman or the writer's uppers are insignificant in relationship to the energy flow. In other words, all of them have inner beings, all of them have inner guidance. We're not trying to diminish your role as a troller, but we do want to diminish the feeling you have about writing up and being written up. There's no one who is more self-conscious or aware of how others may judge them than someone who is in the position of judging people all day long. You can't do it relative to them without there being some expectation on your part for it to come back to you, because focusing on things is focusing on things. How can you compartmentalize that? How can you be one who does that with others without expecting it to come back to you? It's really an unpleasant way to live when you feel like somebody's watching you all the time. So those who are being trolled might say, good, we would like someone who is watching us for our infractions to be self-conscious of his own. But we want you all to step outside of your physicality and to try to evaluate how you are seen from your broader perspective. And from your broader perspective, you are seen as perfect as you are and always in the state of becoming. How does it feel to you? We're enjoying the blending of these perspectives. How does it feel to you when you know that, in essence, you are playing a sort of game of hide and seek, and that the non-physical is helping them hide?
But it helps me find them too. I mean, I've felt it. So what I don't do at work is I don't want to stop the mom and pops that ran the stop sign, because I run the same stop signs as well. I'm looking for gangsters and stuff like that. But if I really am looking and I'm focused, I don't see them. But when I just let things go, I see them and I get to interact with them. And it's fun. I love the game, like you mentioned. I'm tracking, but maybe I'm not.
There are a number of things that we want to talk with you about, because when you're out there interacting with people, we know what your assignment is. But who are you? Who are you really? What is your dominant intent as you're interacting with the people of this world?
Love. I enjoy the interaction and the engagement. I want to change their perception. I'll boast that I'm one of the friendliest and nicest cops that they'll ever come in contact with. I'm just too cool. I never approach a car with mirror glasses saying, "Sir, ma'am, I'm such and such from such and such," because they don't care. They don't know that. I come up like, "What's up?"
So
simple as that. And I just want a good interaction from them. And I'm good at that. I'm really good at that. And I can glean a lot of information out of them that I might need because of a case or whatever, because I love and adore people and I want the best for them.
What do you think is their state of being when they realize that you have found them and that you have followed them and that you are now there with them? What do you think they are under the influence of? Their inner being or something else?
Oh, something else. Me.
And so,
or what I stand for is what the influence.
How do you explain this law of attraction thing that's happening? How is this happening?
Well, sometimes I can't explain. It's awesome because if it's a bad guy, and I'll just say bad guy, I sometimes say, like, you attracted me. Your behavior attracted me. And they're just like, saying, no, I didn't. I'm like, yes, you did. So I'm trying to answer, but sometimes they attract me because it's all there and their vibration.
This is really the point that we're wanting to make, is that they feel like they've been caught and you feel like the catcher. And we want to point out that if no one is ever the one who's caught and the other the catcher, what you both are energies that deserve each other.
I like that. I like that. So I'll use that. You deserve me. To help you and change you. I got you, bro. I got you.
So what we want to clarify with you is, what is the dominant vibration? Are you a troller?
That is so ugly. No, I'm not a troller.
Then what?
I am out there to serve and protect. I'm trying to help. It's as simple as that. And at that point, they need me because I saw something that attracted me, and now I'm in your life.
One day, before Esther and Jerry were together, Jerry was in his neighborhood, and his neighbor was robbed. They took her Rolls Royce. They tied her up and left her in the bushes. And everyone knew about it. So Jerry decided to do his own stakeouts. So he rented a car that was sort of not so noticeable and parked down the street from where the action was. And he was sitting there, and someone came up around him and knocked on his window and said, "What are you doing? Will you get out of here?" And Jerry said, "Who are you guys?" And they said, "We're the undercover police." And Jerry said, I thought you were the bad guys. And we said, same energy.
Nice.
Then Jerry said, I think that there should be islands of incarceration. And we should put all the robbers on one island and they can rob from each other, and all the murderers on another island and they could just kill each other, and all of the rapers on another island and they could just rape each other. And he thought it was like perfect justice. And we said, these vibrational islands exist. And then those in the audience wanted to know, well, how does the murdered end up on the island with the murderer? And we say, because it is the same vibration. In other words, you rendezvous. So what we're asking you, and we think that it can be instrumental in opening up a whole lot of nice experiences for you. And maybe you're already there and you're just not articulating it in the way that we mean it. But what if your intent is not to literally find the infractions, but to vibrationally rendezvous with those whose perception you are wanting to change? What if your intention were to slow someone down while they're still in control? What if your intention is to stop the momentum or the escalation before somebody gets hit over the head with a golf club? What if you are a soother of energy, someone who aggravates and agitates? Is that who you would describe yourself as being?
Absolutely.
And so, are you living happily ever after?
I am.
And so, what is the dominant message that you usually leave or would like to leave with those with whom you are interacting, in the capacity of you finding them doing something inappropriate to the point that you turn on your lights and write them up for something? What is the dominant thing that while you're presenting that required piece of paper, what is the vibrational message that you're wanting to give to them? Take it easy. Life is good. Take it as it comes. Settle down. That's a little more than they can hear under those conditions.
I am the perfect person to give them that message, I swear.
And so enough?
Enough.
Really good.
Thank you.
What's going on, family? Give me a second here to X out of some stuff so we don't hear dinging. It's a lot of dinging going on. Okay, perfect. All right, let me get my camera on. There we go. Hello. Hi, IG. Hello, everyone on YouTube and Zoom. Let me put myself. Ooh, that is so horrific. Why is the background like that? Let me just fix that. Hi, Norma. How are you? There we go. Okay, perfect. I'm still a little blurry. I don't know why. So today I really just wanted to talk about, I really didn't have anything picked out to talk about. I kind of just let source flow and like feel my vibe and see like what's going on with the video that I play in the beginning and kind of like how I'm feeling throughout the day. And yeah, of course, I'm really grateful that you're here with me. I am doing amazing. I am doing better every single second, every single day. So if you guys want to start by just dropping something that you're grateful for, because it's so super important that we recognize what we're grateful for every single day. And we're not just going with the motions. We want to continuously, put out the vibration of being grateful, thankful, love energy. What's up, pal? It's been a while. Bastion, Charlie, what's up? Okay, so I am super happy and grateful now that I am healthy, that I am wealthy, that I am wise. I am so grateful for Shayna, my puppy, and her health because she just had surgery last week. I'm so happy and grateful for my team, Northeast Takeover. If you guys aren't following our movement, follow the movement. We're on Instagram. We're doing a lot of big, big, big things this year coming up. So you want to stay tuned for all of that. I'm so happy and grateful for my sister, my niece, my brothers, my dad, my mom, my grandparents. I'm so happy and grateful for technology, for Wi-Fi. So happy and grateful for food, because you guys know, if you follow me, I'm a foodie, for the gym, for health and fitness, and the list goes on and on. So just make sure that you guys are continuously being grateful, stay grateful. And that's how you should always start your day. Start your calls if you guys run calls, right? Even when you're on calls, like, put that out there. Like, even if it's just in your head, like, I'm so happy and grateful that I am able to, and that I get to listen to this call today, that I get to have access to the internet, that I get to be present, right? I think a lot of us forget how to be present. And that's why I love these Woke Wednesday calls, because it got kind of, grounds us and helps us be able to just be in the moment. Because a lot of us forget how to be in the moment, especially here in New York. Like, we are go, 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 go all the time. There's always something to do, somewhere to be, someone to see, a call to be had, a lunch to be eaten with someone or something. And it's always going, 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 always thinking about, okay, what can I do next? What can I do to improve? What can, blah, 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 blah. Never, how do I feel in this moment? What makes me happy and grounded in this moment, right? So always stay grateful and catch yourself. If you catch yourself, thinking about a lot of things that are going on in your life, thinking about the future a lot, or thinking about the past a lot, try to ground yourself, right? If you can just be aware of where it is that you are and what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're thinking, and you understand and know that you should be a little bit more present, that's the first step right there. Just knowing that you need to be present, understanding, okay, hey, I'm having all of these thoughts. I need to take a step back and take a breather. Okay, that's so, so, so important, right? Just understanding and being aware. We've done a lot of calls on awareness. We even read, the book. What was the book? Power of Awareness, right? If you guys are not in the book club, get in the book club. Also, you can ask me how to get into the book club, but it's funny because law of attraction, right? So every time that we do these calls, I pick a random Abraham Hicks video, a super random. Like, I just go on YouTube and whatever comes up on my home, because I watch them so much, it just comes up on my homepage. So I just pick the first one. And every time I do these calls, it's no coincidence that the video that I play has something to do with what I kind of wanted to talk about, right? So in the video, if you guys were paying attention, if not, I am going to drop it in my channel. If you're not in my channel, DM me on Instagram and I can throw you in the channel so you can get constant updates, daily, weekly motivation, all that kind of stuff. I drop meditations and stuff like that in the channel. Nobody else can talk in the channel but me, so it's just kind of quiet and you guys get some information in there. So the topic that kind of came to me today, and it's weird because not only did, that video kind of elaborate a little bit on perception, but I have my angel cards. If you guys don't, mess with oracle cards, I'm not like putting my beliefs on you, but most of you who are here kind of in this world anyway. So, I would invest in some, I call them angel cards. They're my messages from the angels is how I put it. But these are oracle cards. So basically they're just like guidance. It's like, it says it here, affirmations, transformation, different cards with different pictures that have different meanings on them. And I always feel like it's a message for the day from your higher self, from your higher power, from your angels, right? So the one that I actually chose, and I'll show it to you and I'll read it to you guys. And it's no coincidence these cards always have something to do with like what's going on in your life. So this was the card I chose today. For those of you on YouTube and on Zoom, it's perception. And here you guys go. It was perception, right? And on the card, it says beyond the veil of illusion. So in my life personally, a lot has been going on with me. I've been working a lot on self-improvement and just learning more about who I am and like coming into myself sort of. So, perception, to get that card today was really, really amazing because it really has a lot to do with what's been going on in my life. The perception of how I see myself and what I think others should see of me or how I want others to perceive me, right? So perception was a perfect card for me. And I'll read, what the book says. It also comes with a book, so you don't have to know how to read cards or anything like that. I kind of just like, shuffle them all up, pick a card for the day, or, sometimes I'll read for other people, like if they want just like a message for the day. So if you guys want messages, we can also do a call like that. I feel like that would be really, really cool. We could do a card call. I actually love that. So perception, beyond the veil of illusion. The lady featured on this card looks directly at the observer. She radiates love and wisdom, yet stands firmly in her own truth. From this standpoint, she is able to see beyond the veil of illusion. She has shown up in your reading today to reflect these same qualities within you. You are advised to stand your ground with regards to a particular person or issue. Stand within your own truth and don't be swayed by another's beliefs, opinions, or views. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not. Trust your intuition. Trust your gut, right? If it doesn't feel right, then it's not. Trust your intuition and gut feeling on this one. Be true to yourself. You can respect another's views without having to change your value systems. If it doesn't align with your values, then don't take it on. And I love this book too because it gives you affirmations. I honor another's truth, but stand firm within my own. I am comfortable with who I am. I keep an open heart and mind. I empower myself when I honor my values. In being true to me, I am also true to others. So, it kind of just goes back to the fact of in the video, it's so funny because Abraham was telling this man, the man was discussing with Abraham, how he has to put on this he wants to be perfect for this woman, right? Always wanting to put on that perfection. And nobody's perfect. And what's to say what is perfect, right? So when you're so worried about a singular thing, when you're so worried about what people think of you, right? The thought of how you think people see you becomes you become so obsessed over it, right? We become so obsessed over how we think people see us, or how we think about ourselves, right? That by law is what we put out there and what we portray. That may not be necessarily what people think about us, but the fact that we put so much heart and soul and feeling into that of what we think people see of us or feel of us or how we feel of ourselves, that is exactly the energy that we put out there, right? And that's law of attraction. We create our realities, right? By law, what you think about can become reality. What you put your heart on, what you feel the most on, is what you get, right? So if you're constantly thinking, what's a good example? I am not with the right people, right? Like I must be a certain way because like I am with the wrong people, right? You're talking about being with the wrong people. So by law, you're going to be continuously around those same people, those types of people, because you think of yourself as being this type of a person that hangs around these types of people. So what do you think you're going to get? More of that type of person in your life. Right. And it goes way beyond that. That was just like a little, just a little example, but perception is so, so, so big. Hey, everyone. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Super happy. Our perceptions of ourselves are integral to our everything, to who we meet, to what our career, like what we end up doing, our travels, our everyday lives, and everything that unfolds has everything to do with our perception of self. So let's just say like you want to be an actor, right? But you see yourself as a shy, quiet, maybe like an introverted person. Do you think that you're going to attract a role in your life that calls for more than that? You have to, even if you don't necessarily think it, you have to believe that you are a particular way. Right? I never loved talking on these calls like this. I couldn't even, and it's so funny because we threw an event here in New York and my partner Mel, shout out to Melanie. I don't think she's on the call, but she got up on the stage and she was like, I would typically run away from a situation like this. Like in high school, I was never the type of person to get up on stage, get in front of people and speak. I was always the type of person to like call out or like skip class on the day of the days that I had to get in front of the class and, do a presentation or something like that. And that was me too. I was always the one like skipping out on class. Like I didn't want to be in front of the class. And then, because I thought that I was going to embarrass myself, or I thought that I was a shy person, or I thought like all of these things. I thought about all of the negative, right? But once I started to see myself as a person of power, of a person of influence, of a person that, was outgoing and interactive and co-creating and a lover of people, that all changed. That's not to say that I don't get butterflies sometimes in my stomach, or I don't get, a little nervous sometimes before I go on stage or before I talk on these calls like this. But my perception of myself changed. So it allowed the portrayal of what I wanted to be. I created the image I wanted to be seen as. Right? So we create the image of what we want. We create our reality. If there is something that you want in this world, you can have it simply by asking for it, thinking about it, putting your heart on it, feeling it, and continuously vibing with that. Staying consistent, right? If you want a Lambo, how do you get the Lambo? By thinking about Hondas? By continuously driving Hondas? By continuously working at a job that you know is never going to give you the income to be able to own a Lambo? by never embarking on different opportunities that could potentially earn you the money to get that Lambo, by staying in a closed circle of people that may never give you the opportunity to meet someone who maybe works at a Lambo dealership, or, around a circle of people that drive certain cars of that stature. No. Right? You have to open yourself up to becoming a person that drives a Lambo, whether or not you are that person now or not. We have to stop thinking about what was and who we were, and start thinking about who you want to be and what you want in the present. Now, I know for a lot of you that are kind of new to law of attraction and spirituality, this might be a foreign subject for you. But I promise it's not that hard. Ask and you shall receive, right? Ask and you shall receive. But it all comes back to your perception of self and how you feel. If you just think a certain way, you're still not going to receive those things. You have to feel it. Your emotions have to be there, right? Our thoughts together with emotion creates action, which creates the results. If you think one thing, but you feel another way about it, that's neutralizing the thought, meaning you're not going to receive what you want because you're not believing in the thought. If you think you want $1 million, but you don't believe that you can have it, that's neutralizing the thought. Therefore, you're never going to take the action to be able to receive that $1 million. Is this kind of making sense? The law of attraction, like you get what you put out, and it's not just on a conscious level. It's on a super subconscious level. How we receive things is super, super subconscious. It has so much more to do with what we don't put so much effort into than what we do. You have to put yourself in what Abraham calls the receiving mode, right? The receiving mode. What's the receiving mode? It's when you're able to quiet your mind, not be swayed by other people's opinions and feelings. It's when you're able to sit with yourself and really just be present. Be able to just sit there and just journal and write down the things that you want, or, just kind of meditate, right? Oh my goodness. 1 second, guys. Psycho. She just ripped apart this. Anyway, we have to put ourselves in the receptive mode and able to receive, right? So we can't be stressed out and thinking about a million different things and then be in the receptive mode and expect to receive the things that we truly want if we're completely going. Where is source able to come in and say, okay, we can focus on one thing? It's hard. And it's hard to meditate if you're not used to it. So I suggest taking just a few minutes out of your day. Guys, meditating doesn't always look like this with your legs crossed. That's not what meditating looks like all the time. And it may look like that for you, and that's totally fine. That is super cool. If that is how it works for you and that's what puts you in the receptive mode, then yes, go for it. I love it. Do it. but sometimes it just means like going to the park, being with yourself, you know, maybe even just opening up a book and getting lost in the book, right? Or honestly, and some might not agree with me on this, but even just being able to throw on a show or a movie and be in your bed or on your couch alone and just be able to turn off everything that happened in your day, everything that happened before you laid down, and shut off everything that you could possibly think of in the future and just be there and just get lost in the movie or lost in the show or lost in whatever book that you're reading. If you're able to just kind of stop thinking about everything else in your life and quiet that mind, you can put yourself into the receptive mode. That might mean going to the beach, pulling up to the beach and just sitting there. You know, for a very long time, it was really hard for me to turn everything off. For a long time, like I don't live by myself. So I have other people's energies constantly in my space. It's hard to get a quiet moment. I'm sure a lot of you like hear my puppy a lot of the times or like banging upstairs because I have kids up there. You know, sometimes it's not easy. Like, shout out to all the parents on the call, siblings, aunts, uncles who don't have the privilege of having a quiet space in their home. Love you. You have to be able to find that place. So it could be going for a walk, going to the gym. That might be your meditative space. That might be where you're able to get into the receptive mode. It doesn't always mean looking like a monk meditating with your hands on your knees and saying Om. But I want to get back to perception, because if you think that you can't do something, and if you think that you can do something, you're both right. You're right in both of those statements. If you say to yourself, I can't X, Y, and Z, then you can't. Then you can't. It's as simple as that. But if you say to yourself, I can X, Y, and Z, you can. In both scenarios, you're right. We can literally do anything we put our minds to with love, heart, soul, feeling, emotion behind it, and action. Right? So the equation, like thoughts mixed with emotion, create action, creating results. Right? When you get the thought in your mind, like you see somebody, you know, out, let's say like all my single people, you see somebody and you're like, oh, they're really cute. They're really good looking, really hot, like whatever. You just have the thought, right? And then like maybe you pass them by, or like, you know, they come up to you, or, you know, you're on the same frequency, whatever. And, you know, then you kind of get like that feeling in your stomach. You're like, ooh, it's not just a thought like, oh, he's cute or she's cute or this or that. You have like that little feeling in your stomach. Then you take action, right? Like maybe you'll dance with that person, or like maybe you get a drink with that person, or maybe like whatever. This is how it works. Thought, feeling, action, results. 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 Repetition. Guys, thoughts, feeling, action, results. Think about yourself the way you want others to think about you. or the way you want others to feel about you. Think that about yourself. If you want to be loved, thoughts, feelings, actions, results, yes. If you want to be in a relationship, let's just say, and this is just the best way that I can explain it, and you want someone to love you so much, you want someone to sweep you off your feet and treat you amazing and do all the things, but you don't love yourself, do you take yourself out on dates? Do you take yourself to dinner? Do you buy yourself the outfit that you really wanted? Do you take yourself on vacations? Do you feel worthy of doing that for yourself? Do you wake up in the morning and say, I love myself? Or do you wake up in the morning and just like, it's just another day? You're just like not happy. You're just same old. Learn to love yourself, because the universe isn't going to give you what's not on your frequency. If you're not on the frequency, on the vibration of love and energy, how do you think you're going to get that? If you're not showing the universe that you are capable of giving and receiving love, why do you think that the universe is going to give you that? It's not. And, we can get super, super, super deep with all this. But in a nutshell, guys, what I really, really want you guys to do from now on every single day is just to wake up in the morning and tell yourself you love yourself. Tell yourself that you're happy. Tell yourself that you're healthy. Tell yourself, and you don't even have to just say it like that. Just say, I am so grateful to be co-creating with other individuals. I am so happy that I am attracting other individuals that are on my frequency. I am so happy and grateful that I am thriving and growing every single day, and I am impacting the lives of others around me. I am so happy and grateful that I am impacted by positive people. If you can feel that and you can say that and really, really believe that, and I'm not talking about instant gratification, because if that is what you are looking for, that is not how this works. Instant gratification is never going to happen when we are looking to receive. Okay, so you have to stay consistent with the thought. You have to stay consistent with the belief. If you catch yourself off track, it's okay. Get back into it. Maybe have an accountability partner. Maybe, journal. Do something every day that if you catch yourself slipping, like not doing that thing, not journaling, not talking to that person, not doing, then you say, oh, I have to get back on my routine, on my tasks. That's how I'm going to stay in my receptive mode. Right? So perception is key when it comes to receiving. And I want you guys to all remember that every single day when you're just in your own head. Keep track of the things that you're thinking. Be aware of the things that you're thinking, because the thoughts that we think that we aren't like fully, what's the word that I'm looking for? That we're not fully aware. Like we're not like, it's just like thoughts that are happening and you're not proposing them. Like they're just coming to you. Be aware of those thoughts and try to capture them. And if they're good, savor them. And if they're not, release them. Okay? Because we want to always be in that receptive mode. We never want to be attracting the things that we don't want. If we know what we don't want, then we kind of know what we do want. So let's start changing the way we ask for things, right? So It's 9:45 Eastern. I don't know where you guys are in the world, but we are going to end the call off today with a little meditation. So I'm super excited. I loved the meditation we did last week. It was amazing. But since we did that one, I'm going to again just let Source find a meditation for us today, because that worked out really well for us last time. It was totally on the right path of what we were talking about. Perfect. Here we go.
It feels good.
All
When you
right,
get it
guys.
right.
So make sure that you guys are in a comfortable seated position, or, lie down, maybe dim the lights, get somewhere quiet, shut the door. However you're going to get into your receptive mode is how I want you guys to be. So for those of you on Zoom, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So I don't know where in Canada you are, but it's 9 p.m. Eastern every single Wednesday. It's also streamed on YouTube, so you can see all of the past Wednesdays that we've done. If you miss it, you can also catch it on there. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys. So get in your comfortable position. We are about to get our meditation on.
My name's Manoj. I'm a meditation teacher and co-founder of Open, and welcome to today's meditation practice. What we're actually going to do is we're trying to generate feelings of kindness, acceptance, warmth, and tenderness for ourselves. And this is a very ancient practice. It's a 2,500-year-old practice, often referred to as metta meditation. So I'll invite you to settle into a comfortable position. You can lay down if you wish, if that's most comfortable for you. You can even do this standing up if that feels good. But I love to do this seated. And as you sit, you may wish to lengthen your spine so it's upright and alert without being rigid or forced. You can place both your palms down on top of your thighs, or you can place them on top of each other. And when you're ready, let's take a deep breath in together. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing in deeply. And then as you open your mouth, relax your shoulders. Begin to just settle into your meditation today. You don't have to control your breathing. You don't have to force your mind to be quiet. Just take a moment as you settle into your practice to just notice that you have a body. This awareness of our body can allow us to feel more present with it. Notice any sounds that are around you. You don't have to wonder what they are or why they're here. Just notice that sounds come and go. And begin to notice your heart. Take a moment to remember that you have a heart. And that heart is breathing. And that heart is feeling. As you keep your awareness here, I'm going to invite you to begin to visualize an image of yourself. You can visualize yourself as you are right now. Or if it's helpful, visualize yourself as a child. As you visualize yourself, mentally repeat these phrases. May I be happy. And as you repeat that phrase in your mind, see if you can bring to mind a time when you were happy. It's not important who was there or what happened. Really recollect the feeling of being happy. And then mentally keep repeating that phrase. May I be happy. And then repeat the phrase, may I be safe. And as you mentally repeat this phrase, remember a time when you felt safe. And again, the occasion or the people that were around you aren't as important as the feeling of safety. May I be safe. As you repeat this phrase, notice how it feels in your body. The intention, creating the feeling. And offer yourself the phrase, may I be healthy. And this is your heartfelt wish to be healthy in the mind and healthy in the body. And you can bring to mind a time when you felt that way. And then repeat the phrase, may I live with ease. And remember a time when you lived with ease. Notice how this feels in your body. As you systematically, mentally repeat these phrases, notice what is being felt in your body. And often this feeling that we are feeling is called metta, loving kindness. It's an acceptance, it's a warm-heartedness, and it's a tenderness for ourselves. See if you can sink into that feeling just for a few more moments. When you're ready, you can let go of this technique and just notice how your body feels. Perhaps make an intention to take with you into the rest of your day this same quality of metta, of loving kindness for ourselves. When you're ready, you can very gently begin to open your eyes. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you again next time.
Wow, that was such an amazing meditation. I'm so glad that I chose that one. And it was super, super on the frequency of what everything that we were talking about, self-love. And that was just great. I will drop that right here on the Zoom, but I will also drop it in my channel for those of you who are not on the Zoom call. You guys can still get the meditation on my channel. If you're not a part of my channel, just ask me in IG. My Instagram is journey_with_Jenna. So you can just message me and I will get you guys into the channel. So again, you can have the daily, weekly motivation, the meditations, the link to the call if you guys want to get on the actual Zoom. But I want you guys to stay with this peaceful energy, stay with this love and this meta energy, as he called it, which I find really interesting as well. I actually never heard of that, so I want to do some research on that because I find that pretty interesting. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day, an amazing rest of your week. And thank you so much for being another part of another Woke Wednesday. I love you. I'm so grateful for your support every single week. Mwah, mwah.